Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free. Last year, the spark of the Great Revival was ignited. This 2026, the spark becomes a wildfire. Witness a bigger tour of Luzon 2026. 5 regions, 13 provinces, 14 grueling stages, local and international teams, 1 legendary title. Every pedal, every climb, straight to your screens. Catch the Tour of Luzon 2026 from April 29 to May 13 only on the Pilipinas Live app. Also available on One Sports and One Sports Plus.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
This season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Unang jump-ball pa lang nahuli ang gusto. PBA basketball, ginalingan ng gusto. Shoot, sabay, sigaw. Dribble tapos hataw. Hiya parang lindol. Pass na Peter ni Idol. Solid ang laban, malupit ang galawan. Solid ang punch, malakas ang hiyawan. Ang action ay walang hinto. Sa solid na laro. Solid ang laban, malupit ang galawan. Solid ang punch, malakas ang hiyawan. Ang action ay walang hinto. Sa solid na laro. Bumaba ang depensa, mabilis ang opensa. Tinawag na play by...
We're coming to you from the breathtaking Antipolo City as we bring you the second to the final game day of eliminations here in the PBA Season 50 Commissioners Club Elimination Round, straight from the Inares Center. This is where 2 teams are going to face off, although their fates parehong nahatol na. Hindi na papasok sa quarterfinals etong sina Cedric Bearfield, Rob Upshaw, and the Blackwater Bossing. Pati na rin yung nasa kabilang side, ang Converge FiberXers have also lost all of their chances of advancing, but they do want to end their elimination round and their conference on a high note. So maglalaban etong dalawa one last time to try and get a win to close out their campaigns. It's closing time for these 2 teams, and we thank you for joining us dito sa RPTV, pati na rin po sa YouTube page ng One Sports. We are live there too. John Sulit here together with Dr. J. Andy Howe and Miss Eileen Shi. Later we'll hear from her. Good afternoon, Dr. J. 2 teams trying to fight with pride.
Yeah, definitely. Good afternoon, John, to all our basketball fans. Sometimes it's nice to see an aerial shot of the venue. Something that we probably didn't know that what was there on top.
Yes.
No? As we take a look at the team standings right now, yet the top 4 teams there in the green paint, all of them are already assured of a twice to beat. Ang magkakagulo dito yung Magnolia, TNT, Phoenix, and San Miguel. Phoenix and San Miguel will meet later on. And tomorrow, Magnolia and TNT have games, but not against each other. But it still has a lot of bearing for where they will be. nakikita nun yung Converge. They won their first game but lost 5 consecutive, and that is what hurt them. Eventually, they couldn't get their bearings, couple of close games, and, salvaging 9th place. But, they really expected to enter into the top 8, and it's really something that very disappointing for them, no?
Yeah, they were hurt by a number of things. Injuries din, hindi nagkasabay-sabay agad yung mga players na yun. Kaya nahirapan early on to find that rhythm. But first, let's talk about Blackwater. Ito, Doc, 2 panalo lang. Actually, yung 2 tinalo lang, Magnolia and SMB, but they lost in their last game.
Yeah, well, they had a change of coaching staff and coaches, actually. And maybe they played a lot better in the last few games. A little bit more inspired. Different style of placing people on the part of Patrick Aquino. All of a sudden, Bearfield, who was was never part of the starting 5 with Coach Jeffrey Carriazo, all of a sudden he and David, who are their 2 top local players, are suddenly part of the starting 5. And they're beginning to enjoy it and playing much harder. Together with their import, itong si Upshaw.
Late din kasi nakapasok itong si Upshaw, Dr. J. He wasn't the first import that they had with it. Pero nung pumasok to, doon medyo gumanda yung laro nitong Blackwater.
Yeah, well, first of all, he's a legitimate 7-footer that is very experienced and very tough. May underneath the basket play ito as well as long range. May 4-point shot pa nga ito, and he has proven himself to be able to make that. You can see, parang medyo jolly giant siya nga dyan,
And well, he has that size, but yun nga, may tira sa labas, and that's you have to worry about this guy too, even if he's far from the basket.
Yeah. He has a 4-point shot, so if he sets the screen upside and then he pops out, whether it be a 3-point shot or a 4-point shot, medyo accurate pa nga siya sa 3-point shot niya. And there you can see Cedric Bearfield on your screens.
Sorry, Doc. Yeah, ito yung talagang leading the local scoring for Blackwater. Sa kanya nanggagaling yun.
Well, there's no reason why you're one of the top picks of the PBA and very, very well heralded when you were in the draft. So what is expected of him is beginning to show right now under the tutelage of their new coach. No?
That's right. Yung tiwalang binibigay dito kay Cedric Bearfield, grabe. Mula kay Coach Pat Aquino, and he has stepped up. Although, etong 16 points niya, Doc, against Meralco, lower than his usual na yan.
Well, Meralco is known to be a defensive team, so they're going to pay attention to him, and they're going to put their top defenders against him. So doon medyo nahirapan siya, no?
That's right. Kaya kailangan talaga ng tulong from other locals. Kasi kadalasan dito sa Blackwater, you know that the points are gonna come from Upshaw and Bearfield.
Yeah.
Now, in the early games, when they were struggling as a team, isang nagsa-struggle as an individual was Christian David. And medyo bumalik yung struggles na yun in their last game against Meralco.
Yeah, David, I think still he has a long way to go in the PBA. I think he needs a guy that can also really train him, no? Because he's a legitimate 6'6" player. But his game is more on the outside. But I think he has a back-to-the-basket game as well, no? So I think if they have a good trainer for the next conference here that can really help them out, he can be a much more effective big man than what he is right now with the team. No? If he stays with Blackwater, he can be much more effective if there's somebody who can teach him moves underneath the basket.
For sure, yung consistency ang kailangan pagtrabahuhan nitong Blackwater. Well, to hear more about the bossing, let's bring in Miss Eileen Shi.
Jot and Doc J, magandang hapon sa inyo. In their approach in their final game this conference, iisa lang ang hiningi ni Coach Pat Aquino mula sa Blackwater Bossing, and that is to end with a good game. Now, madali man itong sabihin, but the underlying challenge is letting go of the heaviness they are feeling, not being able to catch the playoffs bus, and instead, just bring back the excitement that they feel for the game. Ika nga ni Coach Pat, we need to learn what it means to not give up, which can be translated to not only scoring, but also making sure to get back on defense against offensive-minded Converge. Meron din silang dagdag arma sa pagbabalik ni Mike Di Gregorio today, kaya naman ang huling sigaw ni Coach Pat ay just enjoy the game but make sure you show what you mean to this team. Balik sa inyo.
Maraming salamat, Eileen. Blackwater, they want to end their conference with 3 wins. Pero yun yan, nakaharang sa kanila dito itong Converge FiberXers, who also want to end their conference on a high note. Ito namang Converge, they won 3 of their last 5 games. Medyo a little too late nga lang yung kanilang run. At kinapos sila against NLEX, losing by 19 points, Doc.
Well, NLEX is a strong team. They're the number one team. They won 10 out of their 12 games in the elimination round. Ang problema talaga nitong Converge, maraming injuries. Nagkaroon pa ng injury kay bago nakapasok si Mikey Williams, and he's never been the same Mikey Williams that we know him to be. No? Tapos si Juan Gomez Liliano na-injure. Si Arana na-injure. So, you know, and they never had the right import. They had a good defensive import. Defensive, maybe he can block shots. Defensively, I'm not even sure that is really what you would say good, no, in Kyler. Rebounding-wise, he's okay, but he has no game at all in offense. He doesn't even look to be an offensive player, and that's what you cannot afford in the PBA. There's no such thing as looking for an import that is a role player. An import has to be a good scorer, a good rebounder, and a good team player.
Yeah, kaya nga kinailangan talaga mag-step up neto ni Justin Arana because inside, like you said, that the guy they rolled with for 6 games, hindi masyado nakagawa. And Arana had to find a way to be the producer of points underneath with Kelly focusing on the defensive end.
At saka, siyempre, Mikey Williams is new. You know, there are a lot of players that they got. Policarpio is also new with it. It's not easy to blend right away. Yung mga katulad nila, Stockton, sila Arana, and also si Baltasar who played last conference, okay na sila, kaya na nilang mag-adjust kagad. Pero yung iba, nahirapan pa rin. No?
Yeah, pero syempre, eto na nga rin. Tumawag na rin ng bagong reinforcement itong Converge a few games ago, bringing back Donovan Smith, who previously played for Phoenix. Nakailang laro na rin siya for Converge. And, well, it wasn't the best. Actually, it might be his worst PBA performance in his PBA career, yung 6 points na yan.
Wala pa rin masyado rin pinakikita. Maybe he might not be in shape. Maybe he's getting a little bit older. No longer what he used to have. That's a couple of years back nung nakalaro siya. So he wasn't better. Alam mo, mahirap rin maganap ng import eh. The one that will fit your team, one that you will need to. And he's not a much of a defender either. He's only about a 6'8", 6'9" type of player. Hindi katulad ni Kyler, was a legitimate 7-footer, di ba?
Yun na nga. So makikita natin, makakagawa pa kaya ng adjustments ang Converge as they try to close out their campaign with a win. One guy they will rely on is Juan Gomez de Llano. Near triple-double. Munti ka pa ang quadruple-double, kaya lang turnovers yung isang mataas.
Yeah, well, 9, 8, and 8, not good enough yet. This is a problem with this team. Yung guard line nila, masyado maraming scorers. Stockton is a scorer, Mikey is a scorer, Juan Gomez is a scorer. You know, who really are you gonna go to? Who is the number 1 player? But more often than not, si Juan Gomez Liliano ang number 1 point guard na ginagamit nila. Nag-a-adjust lang si Mikey coming off the bench, and Stockton is a 2 guy that maybe sometimes plays the 1 if necessary.
That's right. Well, bago tayo pumunta sa introduction of starters, may balita ulit sa atin si Miss Eileen.
Jot and Doc J, translating paper potential into reality was the biggest challenge Coach Franco Atienza faced at the start of the conference. Kaya naman kahit nakinulang sila sa kanilang goal of getting far this conference, ang sigaw ni Coach Franco is let's salvage our sense of pride and go out winning. Dagdag niya na sa pag-i-implement ng team concept sila kinulang, even going as far as saying with the many weapons they have, they need to balance out the touches. No one person should take over in this game, especially if the ask is to be consistent in highlighting their strength rather, which includes dominating the paint and running. Now, we go back to you, Jot and Doc J.
We're moments away from introducing the starting lineup from these two teams. Parehong ang tanggal na from playoff contention. So ang gusto na lang netong Converge at ng Blackwater playing in their respective final games of the conference is to end their campaign with a bang. We now turn it over to our Coliseum announcer for the announcement of the starters.
Good afternoon, PBA fans, live at the United Center, Antipolo City. This is the PBA 50 Commissioner's Cup. And our first game, it's a Blackwater Bossing versus the Converge FiberXers. Let's meet the starting lineups first for the Blackwater Bossing. At guard from Urdaneta, Pangasinan, number 10, BJ Andrade. From Batangas, also at guard number 2, Cedric Fairfield. At center, number 55, Robert Upshaw III. And forward from San Fernando, Pampanga, number 25, Christian David. And from Siniloan, Laguna, also at forward, number 1, Abu Trotter. Head coach of Blackwater is Patrick Aquino. And now here are the starters for the Converge FiberXers. From Quezon City at guard, number 1, Juan Gomez de Leonio. Also at guard from Dumaguete, number 12, Alex Stockton. At center, number 17, Donovan Smith. From Macabebe, Pampanga, at forward, number 16, Janelle Policarpio. And also at forward from Basud, Camarines Norte, number 15, Justin Arana. Head coach for Converge is Delta Pineda. Game officials are Mike Flordeliza, Marty Montoya, Arwin Traballo, and Jacqueline Ostero.
Your whistleblowers for this game, Montoya, Flordeliza, Traballo, and Ostero. The men with the most difficult jobs every single time. Now for the starters, para sa Blackwater, Andrade has really earned his spot there in that starting unit. Being a reliable partner of Bearfield in the backcourt, matangkad yung frontline nitong Blackwater. You got Raptor, David, and Upshaw mixing it up.
Even Bearfield's not a short guy for a point guard. It's about 6'2", no?
Pero itong Converge kasi ang tangkad din ang lineup yan eh.
Matangkad din ang lineup ng Converge.
What will be important for these two teams to set early on?
Well, I think, establish their game, no? For Blackwater, obviously, establish the game of Upshaw. Force the defense to work hard against him, like in that case. Sumagasa kaagad siya, nakakuha ng foul, pupunta sa free throw line. Ang problema lang ng Blackwater, yung kanilang depth, which is where Converge just has a big advantage. No? Kung titignan mo local lineup ito, malalim talaga rin ito. This is one of the few teams na medyo malalim ang kanilang lineup. The only thing na para sa akin kulang lang sila is the small forward position. Naibigay nila si Winston eh. But they did get Policarpio, but they have to use him, no? They have to find a way to get him as well as si Calvin Abueva, di ba?
Yun pala, no? Si Calvin ang pwedeng...
Small forward, tsaka si Policarpio. And both of them are good enough. But that's what I mean, eh? New player.
Yeah.
Kaya hindi madali mag-blend with the others right away.
Ito rin kasi si Policarpio, a couple of seasons ago, he entered the PBA as the youngest player dun sa draft class nila. Was chosen in the first round by NLEX.
Okay naman ang laro niya sa NLEX. Ang problema, mas magaling ang linalaro ni Winston. Oh! Ayan na kaagad! Siklang linggo.
Oo nga eh. Maaga na yung paglabas ng mga pakpak. Ni Rob Upshaw.
6 points na kaagad siya.
Ang bilis, Dok. Wala pa isang minuto.
Ito
Smith.
naman, babawi.
Na-challenge dun sa 4 ni Upshaw. Arana no good. And Upshaw with the board. Blackwater, all 6 of their points galing sa kanilang import. Tractor gustong makisali. Nagmintes, it's Andrade out to Bearfield. We'll try a 3. Wala pa rin.
Strong rebound there by Justin.
It looks like he wants to challenge the defense of Upshaw, but to no avail.
Yeah, he did that against the Manute Ball. And he was successful. They even won that ball game, and he was the best player of that ball game for them.
Yung back-to-back wins netong Converge over TNT and Phoenix, those gave them some life eh, no? Parang medyo nabuhay, kaya lang that the results of other games did not go to their favor.
Yung TNT, malaking bagay yun. Pero yung panalo ng Phoenix over TNT, yun ang nagsira sa kanila. They had no more chance. Halos nung nakakuha ng 5th win na yung Phoenix at that time.
Wala pa rin na sa score itong Converge. Samantala, Blackwater already has 8 up on the board. Pero last touch yun ng Blackwater.
Naghahanap talaga ng foul doon si Trotter dahil medyo he was taking it hard. And one of the other guys that medyo nahanap ni Pat Aquino that's been doing well for them, ito si BJ Andrade. That he was instrumental in their victory against San Miguel.
Yeah, he was big time there.
Yung mga offensive rebounds niya and the 2 baskets he had in the end game.
May free throws pa siya doon,
Yeah.
Doc, eh, di ba? Na-clutch din.
And those came off offensive rebounds which he got for the team. Wala pa rin. Outside shot.
Etong Converge looking for their first bucket.
Another interception.
Stockton with a steal. Baseline jumper for him.
Whoa,
Wild
way
shot. But Upshaw was not able to hang on to it. So, bola pa rin ang Converge.
One thing about Converge, I don't think they have played in a week. So medyo sigurado they're a little bit rusty. We don't know if they probably stopped practicing a lot also since out na sila, di ba? They already knew when things came around that they were not going to be part of the next of the playoffs.
Doc, look at Andrade.
Nagdadive ng bola. Still a collegiate type of player, no? That heart.
I think parang nabalik siya sa college days niya nung nakita niyang bantay niya si Gomez Deliano.
Kalaban niya. And DJ was always a role player, even in the game. But he was a good shooter. He was a good three-point shooter. But he improved his defense in the holding foul. Good call.
Foul was before the attempt, so hindi counted. But Chandler will be called for it. Smith coming off a 6-point game na hindi lang talaga papasa yun, lalo na kung ikaw yung import. GDL looking for 4. That's off.
Yung dalawang supposed to be gunner shot, si Berpin, wala pang ginagawa pa rin.
Actually, that should be a fiery matchup, yung Gomez Deliano versus Bearfield.
It was nice drive, pero pumasa.
Andrade for 4. That's off.
You know, actually, nag-rotate na yung mga players to the 4-point area. Good top.
Nasanay na, Doc, no?
Yeah, but it's a low percentage shot.
Yeah.
If you rotate and you went to the 3-point area, it's a higher percentage shot. Eh, namihasa na gusto mo rin sumali sa 4.
Sayang daw yung extra point eh.
Hindi maganda yun eh, actually.
Look at Upshaw. Nang mamamala. There's no other way to describe it.
8 points na siya in the ball game.
But si Gomez Deliano was able to break the silence of Converge. It took them close to 4 minutes for them to score their first points here. One to Poli. Ganda naman nun.
Ang sinasabi ko, as a small forward, he has a big advantage. He's a 6'6", 6'7" type of player na athletic. May tira rin sa labas yan. So, you know, you give him that opportunity, he's gonna be a big help.
Upshaw, gustong dagdagan yung 8 puntos niya. Giving us a different move.
Fade away pa. Bago magpaalam ito, talagang gagawa yata ng sariling record ito para sa kanyang sarili, no?
Magugulat ako doon kung hindi natin makita ulit si Rob Upshaw back in the PBA.
Even though he's old na, no? But you can see he can still get up and down. Although you have to pace him. And that's going to be a foul. We're going to see Hopia come in and Upshaw may go out.
That's a very good point because yun yung naging tema ng ilan sa mga talo netong Converge. Yes, ang ganda ng pinakita ni Upshaw but he would be held scoreless or minsan 1 point lang pagdating ng fourth quarter.
Pagod na. And you don't have a legitimate backup local player. Yeah, they're trying Hopia, hoping he can improve. This is 6'9" player.
Good defense by Stockton. Labas kay Andrade. Libre sa 3.
Favorite. See, kung kanina nag-3 siya, malamang pasok. Sa 4, malayo konti yun. No, really, I'm not kidding. You know, that's why the NBA will not adopt a 4-point play no matter what daw.
Pero ito, sa ilalim naman kumukuha ang Converge. Lalo na dahil umupo na si Upshaw.
Good passing also there. You know, Arana, he's a player. Eventually, he's gonna get his isolation play ito. Ito magandang laban ito.
Bearfield kontra kay Policarpio.
Good defense.
Ball is loose, taken by Arana. Tatakbo ang Converge. One GDL, slicing the defense.
Advantage niya, kaliwete siya eh. So when he went to the left, that left-handed hook shot was easy for him.
Is it still safe to say, Doc, at this point of the season na si Juan pa rin ang front-runner ng Rookie of the Year?
Well, yeah, well, they have enough wins. They have, at saka medyo marami pa namang may next conference pa ito, They're really hoping they can bounce back. They better find a nice, good import in the lower type, the medium height import.
Grabe kasi yung entrada niya sa PBA. Imagine the first rookie to get a triple-double in his very first PBA game. Ito, he's trying to lift Converge back. We have a timeout brought to you by Solaire Online. Play the game your way on Solaire Online Sportsbook.
Hindi mo yung sabi nga na sa loob. Sa loob nga pa lang eh. Okay, we complete duty. Okay? Okay. On a two-man game.
Our official fighting partner, our valued licensees, PBA Rush and Signal, World Balance, Daily Fantasy.
Babalik tayo dito sa Inares Center in Antipolo para sa tapatang Blackwater at Converge. Now with Rob Upshaw playing his last game, at least for this conference, Rob says that it was indeed an amazing run. But more than his monster numbers and enjoying the compliments of the PBA fans, ang tumatak daw sa kanya ay yung opportunity to actually play his real game. Dagdag na rin dito ang paglalaro kasama ang Bossing, who he says has a lot of talented players. Ika nga niya, the future is bright with this team and they made coming here very much worth it. Lilipad na siya pabalik ng Washington ngayong May 17, but he hopes that this is not the last time we will see him. Balik sa inyo.
Thank you so much, Eileen. Well, actually, Upshaw is almost not able to play in this last game dahil parang hinahanap natin siya kanina sa warm-ups at around 4:30. But from what we heard, ran into some traffic problems. But he made it in time and he did score the first 6 points.
Okay. Oh yeah,
First 6 nung team niya.
And he has 10 in the ball game already.
12 na pala, no?
12 na. Oo, 12 na pa pala.
Kaya pwede na magpahinga muna for a while.
Medyo baka hindi naka-warm up ng properly lang ito.
Ito si Bearfield. Just did not fall in, pero 2 free throws yan para kay Cedric.
Surprisingly, he tried for a finger. Medyo naiwan na yung kalaban mo. Very easily, you can use the board. It would be to your advantage.
Yan yung minsan mapapansin natin sa mga player. A lot of them hindi na gumagamit ng board. And maybe medyo flair yon of a certain player, pero ma-sure ball nga talaga pag gagamit ka.
And besides, if you're playing against bigger imports like that can block shots, it's better ibanta mo na yun para pag binak nila yun, counted mo yun. Hindi katulad ng nasa NBA, those guys, pag nakalusot ng ganyan, dinadak na nila, even though they're 6'2", 6'3", or 6'4", they're ducking.
And we saw that in a game na kung saan natalo yung TNT, yung tatlong sunod-sunod ng review ng goaltend, then at some point, pinatama na lang sa board, sinapal ni ball, eventually goaltend.
Hirap na rin na, kasi, he's a different type of player that we found.
Yeah.
And an adjustment was really not easy for the officiating.
5 na lang inaabot ng Converge. Upshaw still on the bench, but Bearfield wide open sa kanto. He's not gonna miss from there.
Making those free throws certainly has helped him. Got 5 in the ball game all of a sudden. Back to an 8-point lead dito para sa Blackwater Bossing.
Umabot ng 11. 11 points yung lamang nila kanina. Yan ang paborito ni Wando. Off a screen. Biglang titigil for that pull-up.
I haven't seen him in a while. On the court. He came to me, he said, "You're looking good." I said, "You're the one that's looking good." His dad and his mom. I haven't seen them in a while.
Ito, tingnan natin. Screen and just quickly sets his feet, reading the defense, giving us a 3-point shot. Hatid sa atin ng Arena Plus Sportsbook.
Tingnan mo itong pasok ng lineup ng Converge. Kung sinasabi natin deep, all of a sudden you put in Mikey Williams, Abueva, Baltasar. Hindi biro yung lineup na ilinalagay nila sa floor. Itong si
Archie
Concepcion is a player too. And this guy has really helped si Austria ng Lasal, who came in the last 3 or 4 games. Kinuha ng kontrata yata galing sa Titans na huling game ng contract.
Was something that some fans might forget is that katulad ng Blackwater, nagkaroon din ng recent coaching change itong Converge FiberXers. So perhaps, baka may konting adjustment period pa rin dito sa sistema ni Coach Delta Pineda.
Yeah, but they maintain the assistant coach naman si
Yes.
Of course, nakasama na rin nila dyan si Raiko Toroman.
Yep.
So, dumami ng dumami. But Raiko had been their consultant also. The guy that they changed actually was Charles Yu.
Na nasa na head coach na ng Phoenix.
He's doing well with Phoenix, no?
Yun nga lang Phoenix natalo in their recent game.
May game nga pala Phoenix mamaya with San Miguel.
Yes. Maglalaban for placing yung dalawang teams na yun.
From 5, 6, 7, 8 yan eh. Yung apat na natin tira doon, 5, 6, 7, 8 yan ang pinaglalabanan nilang pwesto.
Tutukan niyo po yung pati yung double header bukas kasi yun na lang yung mga naiiwang laro. It's a 3-pointer from Austria dun sa Anto and meron pa siyang sinabi dun sa kanyang former college teammate na si Policarpio.
Baltasar, lahat. Ewan ko kung nakasama niya si Baltasar. I think so, nakasama na. Oh!
Sabi niya, ako ba, Dok? Ako bang hinahanap mo?
Bawi.
Three-point game, the highest lead enjoyed by Blackwater was 11. Una, wanted to take it to Abueva. Ito, tingnan ulit natin. Austria had very little time left, pero naipasok niya pa yung 3-point shot brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook. Nasinagot naman ang tres ni Baltasar on the other side. That's why it's a 3-point game. We'll be right back.
Make a scream. Hey, Mikey, Archie, make a curl. And then attack the up show with the pocket pass. Understand? Okay. Use the screen, Mikey. Okay? If it's after that, we go with 4-4. 4-2, 4-4. You can go also with motion. Don't go 5 because the up show is there. Okay?
Substitution for Pepe Alcade, Mike Gregorio for Cedric Midfield, and Robert Upson III for Clifford.
Back inside the United Center in Antipolo City. Second to the last game day ng elimination round ng Season 50 Commissioners Cup. Maraming salamat po sa pagsama niyo sa amin. Whether you're watching on RPTV or sa YouTube page ng One Sports, we're live there too. Magandang araw po sa inyo. Judd Sulit here together with Dr. J. Andy Howe and Miss Eileen Shi. On your screens, Rob Upshaw, who has made a big impact in this game. 12 points, di pa nagmimintis, 4 of 4. But look at that, Mike De Gregorio has made his PBA return. Welcome back, Mike. Abueva nagmintis. The pitch to Upshaw, a little bit too high.
Boise Summer. Paul Summer.
Paul Summer.
Boise papa niya, coach pa. I like Paul. Masakit lang sa kanya na injured yan siya last few times. Last years na sa Abueva. Hindi rin makakuha.
De Gregorio with the board, but he's unable to hang on to it.
Matagal na hindi lumalaro ito. I saw him at the back of the bench. about a couple of games ago, you know. And I said, ano pa pala si De Gregorio? Kasali pa pala sa team.
And it looks like, you know, he has taken very good care of his body. Handang lumaro. That's being a pro. Garcia attacks the closeout. MJ with a mini.
And just a 1-point lead na lamang dito para sa Blackwater.
Nangyari yung paghabol ng Converge nung nakaupo si Upshaw. So let's see. Makuha ulit nila yung lamang. Immediately, Ron goes to work.
Ito sa kasa ang ginawa niya. Tawag natin doon.
Ito kung kanina nga si Arana, sinagasaan. Paano pa kaya si Baltasar? Medyo mas manipis.
Umalis na si Baltasar. I want no part of that.
Sabi niya, mahaba pa karir ko.
Siya last game na niya ngayon. Medyo hiwalay na muna tayo dito. Oh no, I don't want any. Tingnan mo, lumayo talaga. I want no part of that.
Might have been the smart move. Business decision for Balti. Williams. Converge still waiting for Mikey to get back to his usual form nung naging scoring champion niya ng PBA, naging finals MVP.
All he needed was a space, a little space, and every time bumitaw yan, pasok. Oh, nice move, nice pass, good finish. Si Paul Sama.
Yung nabibigay ni Paul Z, hindi lang yung mga lumalabas sa stat sheet, pero yung leadership niya on the court.
He's always been a big-time scorer, pero siyempre, sacrifice ka na muna.
Mikey, open, lets it fly, no good.
Yun ang never miss niya in previous stint with TNT.
Zamar, paboritong tira, Paul Z, and drops it.
They went down to only 1. Now it's back to 7 with 36 seconds left. And the foul there by Una. Free throw shots for Archie Concepcion.
Sabi mo nga, this guy's a hooper. Walang katakot-takot kahit sino pa yung nasa harap niya.
You can see his legs though. Iiwan na si somebody.
We were just talking about Paul Z and how well he orchestrates this offense.
Yeah, I love him. I love that boy. You know, he was still the star of UE when he was taking care of that league for that year. So I know him well.
At saka, iba rin yung naging takbo ng karera ni Paul Zamar.
He's a nice fellow. His dad was also a pretty good player now, no? Besides being a good coach and now with the San Miguel team. No?
Hindi agad pinalad na makapirma sa PBA itong si Paul. So he took his talents to Thailand, where he played in the Pro League there. He played in the Regional League kung saan nakalaban niya yung mga ibang Philippine teams. Eventually, bumalik sa PBA.
Laking foul siguro yun. Oh, what?
Austria nabuhay pa with a moment there.
Offensive foul ang tinawag.
Nakatikim si CJ.
Si Calvin yan. Let's see if he establishes him. He takes off. Calvin is there. A good call by the referee. Hindi na rin ang layo di ba? Really outside of the cylinder. Way ahead of the take-off ni Austria.
Pero lamang pa rin ang 5 Blackwater. There's about 2.5 seconds separating game and shot clocks. Williams dancing with the Gregorio. Mikey, the kick out. Abuevo will attack. Iiwan sana kay Concepcion.
Shot clock lang yun. May oras pa, 3.6 seconds pa.
Makascore pa kaya itong Blackwater.
Yeah, very good. Very easy, you know. 3.6, you get a good inbound. Ayun.
Deflected by the Beast.
2.5 na lamang ang natira. Give me 5 rin si Abueva kaya Eric Altamirano natin who is working on rush kay coach.
Zamar to
In time yan. Short lang.
Ang ganda sana ng motion no fluid, but just a little bit short. But still, itong Blackwater playing their final game of the conference. They start out strong. They're up by 5, 29-24.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang na.
Back inside Inares Center in Antipolo, where Blackwater holds a 5-point lead over the Converge FiberXers. Parehong koponan naglalaro in their final games of the conference as they will bow out of contention. Parehong hindi napapasok sa playoffs, but pareho rin na gustong magtapos yung kanilang campaigns with a win. For Blackwater, there is one guy who's making his PBA return, and it's this guy on your screens, Mike Di Gregorio. Last time we saw him 2 seasons ago pa, no? In the Philippine Cup.
Yeah. Well, physically, it looks to be okay. No? Hindi naman talagang matabain itong batang ito, no matter what you eat. No? Yung kanyang body frame. And usually, a shooter never loses his shot. Now, how to play on this level na marami ng magagaling at ibang klase ng mga players na pumasok is a questionable thing. No?
You know, to see Mike is a consummate pro. He just stays ready. Kaya nung tinawag dito, able to suit up.
You might as well use him. Yeah, katulad ni MJ Garcia, ganyan-ganyan lang yun. Pero very steady type of player. Another 4.
That misses. But you can see, Doc, no, yung respeto na ng depensa kay upshot. Baltazar was running out, sprinting para lang maka-close out dun sa tirang yun.
Kung nabasa ni Opsher yun, he could have gone by him, you know, and gotten a closer shot or maybe a foul because he was lunging at him. Oops, nice good handoff there.
Tatlo naman ng Blackwater.
You can see Opsher parating drop coverage ang ginagawa niya. Hindi siya sumasama sa mga ball screens and screens on top.
Itong mga picks ng Converge, like Baltazar, for example, may tira yan sa labas. So that could be something Converge goes to.
Baltazar has 3-point range, no? As well as a very strong short corner jump shot.
Actually had a shot there, pero opted to give it to Concepcion. No Donovan Smith on the floor para sa FiberXers. Di Gregorio, that's his first big in his PBA comeback.
3-point shot pa. Never lose your Yung maalala mo dyan, kung shooter ka, hindi mawawala yan. Kahit 40 ka na, 50 ka na.
Itong hindi mawawala rin Concepcion, Doc, yung hustle niya.
Ay, nakakuha naman ng follow-up.
Doc, bakit ako 30 pa lang nawala na yung shooting?
Yung nakakala ko. Napunta kay Merv.
Si Mago hindi nagkaroon nun.
No, wala. Wala ba? Hindi ba talaga shooter?
Hindi, pero hustle player. Humihingi nga ng alley yung kwento ko sa'yo, di ba?
Let's see, a fast break in the offing here for Converge.
Ito si Garcia. Doc, that's 6 points for MJ.
He's a player.
This is the closest that the Converge has gotten in a while.
Open shot for Samar. In and out. Abeba is way ahead.
And Calvin will get the chance to complete a 3-point play.
When he was younger, yung mga ganang tira kay Calvin, very easy. Almost always counted.
At 36, pinapakita niya, kaya ko pa.
We have Bearfield and Morel seeing action for the first time here for Blackwater. Medyo napapansin rin natin si Pantakino, parang gagamitin lahat yung players niya that are available. Yung mga may injury, hindi rin niya talaga magagamit.
May mga hindi pa tayo nakikita, Malilin, tsaka Ginto. Pero ito, makakarinig ulit tayo kay Aina.
Judd and Doc J, in an effort to offset their slow start, defending Rob Opshaw was the subject of the latest Converge huddle. Ika ni Coach Raiko Toroman, the only way we can beat him is with speed on our pick and rolls, kaya kailangan daw gamitin ang screens. At para naman sa Blackwater, it is taking advantage of the mismatch by looking for Rob at the post. Pagdating naman sa depensa, isa lang ang sigaw ni Coach Tap Aquino. Stay disciplined. Balik sa inyo.
I mean, how do you stop that? Tatlo na yung nakasabit sa kanya at almost literally nakasabit na sa kanya.
Hindi, tsaka nag-yanate yung goal mo yun, no?
Yeah.
If you were here, kitang-kita mo, nangyayit talaga yun. Gumalaw eh.
I'm sure makikita ulit natin yan. Look at this. Ilan yung mabibilang mo nakaputi?
Tignan mo pagpasok na. Ayan, yan yung gumagalaw na yan.
Dok, 5 na yung nakapaligid sa kanya. And everyone was just swiping, hampas dito, hampas doon.
Hindi rin ako lalapit eh, kung masiko ka. Yung motion na yan, pag nasiko ka na, malamang tulog ka na.
Perhaps yung tanong na nga lang is yung condition. Because right now, Upshaw had to sit back down.
He's, I think, past his mid-30s na eh.
Yeah. Pero alam mo, you still have to be impressed, di ba? Parang scoring in the high 30s, even had a 40-piece here in the PBA.
Hindi, kaya niya ang laban. He's just so big for the people defending him. The only guy taller than him is on TNT. But kalahati lang ang katawan nun kaya.
Oh, Mikey Williams.
Finally made a good shot for,
Yeah, that's his first big. Let's see if that gets him going. Andrade.
Ganda, pero hindi niya nakuha yung possible three-point play. Taking 2 here.
It's nice to see players like BJ Andrade na nailalabas nila yung parte ng laro nila that wasn't really that evident in college. Para siguro si Mamuyak din, Doc, di ba? Everyone knew him as a defender.
Yeah, and he never really was a good outside shooter, but he's developed that really well here with the Rain of Shining Master Painters. Ito naman si Andrade, he's known to be a three-point shooter, a spot-up shooter. And, slight defense on the perimeter, never at the post. No? So, he tries, but he does have a hustle. And he's a smart player. That's an advantageous thing.
Andrade now with 5. Juan Gomez de Llano played 8 minutes in the opening quarter, scored 9 points. Siya ang top scorer ngayon ng Converge. Smith back out to Williams. Mikey could not hit back-to-back.
Ang ganda rin ng strategy ni Patrick. Nung pinaupo niya si Upshaw, he went to a zone. Take away that advantage of the inside game ng import na si Donovan Smith. And there's going to be a foul here. Is it a pass off? So, inbound lang ito. Side court, inbound lang ito.
Pero si Smith kung matatawagan, that's gonna be his second foul. And he hasn't scored, Doc.
Yeah.
Isang attempt pa lang. And he missed that. Andrade. Gomez. Smith. Jump starts the offense off Converge. Ball with Williams. Mikey back to Donovan. 4 ang hahanapin. Way off.
Airball niya. And because you're late, somebody has a layup. Christian David has a layup.
Curiously, itong bench ng Converge, all of them seated. No coach standing up right now, and I think they've put it on the players to get out of this slump right now. Lumamang naman na sila, but they've fallen behind by 3 points again. Fairfield feeding David against a smaller Williams.
Advantage.
Ganda ng depensa ni Mikey. Juan on the run. And Juan will finish. 11 points para kay GDL.
Bilis rin talaga ni Juan. Down to a 1-point advantage for the Bossing. 7 minutes and 15 seconds left sa ating second quarter. Okay ang pace naman laro natin today. Oh, another good shot.
It's fast, but you can't say that na walang depensa, no, Doc?
Yeah. Good defending, you know.
Like you said, ito yung zona na pinapakita ng Blackwater.
Yeah. Oh. Natali sila from medyo cut coming from the weak side.
Ganda ng pasahan ng dalawang big, and even the spacing.
Was good. The first 2 points for Donovan Smith, no?
Almost a triangle-like offense doon para sa Converge. First 3 points for Smith in this game. He ties up the contest 40 apiece. Bearfield will break that deadlock ASAP. Nueve puntos na rin yan para kay Cedric. Etong si Morel, Doc, parang siya yung naatasan ni Coach Pat Aquino to be their best stopper.
Yeah, he's okay defender, pero sa mga perimeter, he cannot defend the post against big guys, no? That's not what he is. And you can see medyo awkward ang kanyang lateral movement, eh. But he is quick and he's athletic, so nakaka-follow, no? And he has a height advantage over a lot of the guards.
Yeah. Tsaka very shifty din kasi. Stockton!
Ito na si Stockton.
And he slams it home!
For emphasis, exclamation point.
Yan yung sinasabing Stockton tumalon.
Yeah. Babawi.
You won't believe, Doc,
Babawi.
how long I've been waiting na masabi yun.
Mamaya may sasabihin ako doon sa sinabi.
Ito si Arana. Napalakas ng konti. Andrade will hit the brakes. Ganap ng kakampi. Goes to David. CD. 3-ball no good. Alec once more. To Arana to Smith. Ang ganda ng pasahan ng FiberXers. That is strong connection for Converge. Ito muna. Stockton tumalon for the jam. Alec reminding everyone that he is one of the best perimeter defenders, and then nasundan pa nung magandang fast break attack. We have a timeout brought to you by Solaire Online. Play the game your way on Solaire Online Sportsbook.
Offense fight, okay? Side doesn't matter if it's side of Don or side of Aranya. But offense fight, okay? If they play man to man. If they play zone, guys, you can go with
We got a good game here, Dr. J. Dalawa ang laman ng Converge, pero nagpapalitan ng lamang itong dalawang teams in the first half.
Well, like you said, sometimes no bearing, pero no bearing only to people because of their position. But sa kanila, may bearing because gusto nilang manalo. So end well, hindi ba? Katulad ng Macau, they wanted to win, you know. That's why, to them, the last game was so important.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's call a spade a spade. These guys are professional players. Parte ng kontrata nila is a win bonus. So, a win here still allows them to provide for their families.
Masakit nga. For example, para sa akin, katulad na nanonood ako kahapon, yung terapirma, although may reason na masakit tawan siya, pero yung sport hindi naglaro. I mean, yung sakit na siya, anybody can tell you that whether it's true or not.
Tratter against a smaller Stockton.
And that's
Offensive foul ang tinawag.
offensive na yun, traveling pa yun. Kasi when he lost his footing, he lost his pivot foot.
But you wouldn't believe, Doc, na tingnan mo yung pagbangga ni Tratter dito kay Stockton, but Alec held his ground.
Yeah. Alex a tough defender. Minsan a little bit too tough for his own good. Kaya nata-technical, nafa-foul trouble. But I like him as a player, and they will not let him go. There have been a lot of rumors na papaalisin ng player. But he's been there.
Well, Juan Gomez Delania, he's not going anywhere.
Well, he just came in. and they gave a lot to get him. Remember, he was a number 2 pick yata overall, di ba? And they gave a lot to go up to the number 2 pick, di ba?
Ang ganda ng galaw ni Morel. Attacking the baseline and finishing through the foul.
Ikaw kasama kita sa Iloilo ng All-Star. You were one with us. You were there. Well, yun.
Bacolod ako, Doc. Nitong huli, wala. Iloilo, I think I skipped that one.
I remember also with Seb, di ba? Carlo, sila mag-view. Si Morel, ginawa ko nga, di ba, I was a judge.
Oh, yeah.
Ginawa ko nga ano yan, di ba, dunker. Nanalo nga yan over here.
How about that? Blackwater with a potential 5-point play.
Itong si Trotter, you might think that his career is over because he's undersized center yan. And maybe only about 6'4 and a half. Long hair pa yan. But it was resuscitated with his stint. Although he didn't really do that well, but he helped. Doon sa Southeast Asian Games gold medal. And when Norman got him, he helped him a lot.
Tandaan din natin back in 2018, naglaro rin yan sa isang window for Gilas Pilipinas in Australia.
Yeah, but before, those years, he was still Trotter. Magaling maglaro yan. But the last few years, hindi na masyado no? But that helped him. And you can see he's really fighting to want to continue to play in the PBA.
3 straight possessions na nakapag-draw ng foul itong Blackwater.
Saksak na saksak. Mabilis ang kanilang pushing up the ball.
Usually, you'll describe Converge as the fast team.
That's why I want to check that at halftime. Pinahanap ko yung fast break points ng dalawa. And we will show that later on as part of our halftime statistics. Pinahanap ko na nga yun later on. Split charities again. Blackwater is still on top by 2 under 4 minutes dito.
Ito si Stockton bigay kay Arana.
Oo.
Dok, kitang-kita mo na intimidate si Justin sa size.
Hindi talaga titira yun. Supal pala abutin yun. Nice pass. Yan, nahabulin niya.
That's what they need. They need to draw Upshaw away from that paint.
That was a great pass by Stockton. You know, because he drove to draw the big man to him.
Tablero naman tayo, 48 all.
What a game. Good game, good game.
And this is the kind of aggressiveness you want to see from teams na kahit tanggal na, laban pa rin kung laban.
Nice pass. Binalik.
Etong Converge, lamang pa rin ang dalawa even though they haven't gotten much from their import. Donovan Smith just with 5 points. Upshaw wants it. There's the quick double from Concepcion. Huli ni Smith!
Not a good foul there by Trotter because they're in the penalty, no? And that means free throw shots.
Let's see what the whistle is.
Technical foul on option the third for usage profane language.
So,
may technical foul pa.
Mukhang walang foul on Trotter though. We'll try to confirm this, but there definitely is a technical on Upshaw. Dahil pakiramdam niya dapat may foul dito. And doon, nakita niyo naman doon sa dulo ng screens nyo. May pagreklamo si Upshaw. That triggered the technical. We'll cut to a timeout. We'll be right back. Juan Gomez Del Llano missed a couple of games earlier in this conference and he's trying to make up for lost time. Alam mo, Doc, dahil sa ganda ng pinakita rin ni Juan pagpasok niya sa PBA, of course, inaaral siya ng mga kalaban, pinaghandaan. And at some point, I guess you expect those numbers to dip. Siguro ngayon, it's up to him to respond.
Yeah. Pero he's got game. He's talented. So, madali sa kanya. He's a smart player. You know, medyo okay naman ang pinag-aralan niya. Kasi yung feeling niya before that. So, madali, naka-adjust naman kagad siya.
1 for 4. Nothing there. Rebound. Concepcion nakakuha but misses on the putback. Bearfield maghihintay.
Believe ko rin dito sa Converge, maliliit sila pero maraming kumukuha ng rebound. No? In and out, yung apat, yung 4-point attempt.
Hindi nakita ni Arana nag-leak out si Gomez Del Llano. Up shot. Dalawang mintes para kay Rob. But that will stay with Blackwater. Last touch kay Arana.
You can see na pagod niya ito si Upshur. Ayaw na nga lumapit eh. Easily, he could have dribbled 2-3 steps, you know. But that's the one thing that's going to stop him from, you know, from people getting him. Because if you cannot play long minutes as an import, you're a liability. It's not because he gets into foul trouble. It's because his stamina is not there anymore. Eh, lalo na kung playoffs na yung pukpukan.
Totoo, Doc. Tsaka, you know, he's played enough games in this conference to be in shape already. Pero sabi niya, ano bang pinagsasasabi niyo?
If he's at the post, he decides naman. When he's at the post, he stops because this guy cannot guard him. Itong import ng si Donovan Smith is just too small. What I'm saying is in the playoffs, you know, when people are going to run you up and down the floor, and if you cannot come back with them, the other teams are going to score. Those are more talented teams that you have to place if you can get into the playoffs.
Ito, Converge. Stockton got it to Arana. Smith wanted that basket.
Maganda kombinasyon niya na parang Stockton Malone.
Oo nga eh.
O iba lang, Stockton Justin. Nice pass again inside.
Eh nung nandyan pa si Heading, Doc, isipin mo si Stockton at si Jordan magkakampi.
Wala naman dyan si Matthew Williams. Jordan. Maganda nga rin yun. Jordan, sandali lang yata siya. One conference lang yata siya.
Hindi nagtagal.
Traded, no?
Because he was also injured at the time that he was a player of the FiberXers. Di Gregorio. Oh, he was able to draw a foul.
We call that in Tagalog, dilihensya.
Yun mismo. So Di Gregorio playing his first PBA game since season 48.
Na, pare,
Gusto pandagdagan.
4 points. Siyempre, gigil na gigil ka. Matagal ka na hindi naglalaro. Tsaka yung walang scouting report ng kalaban off you. You haven't played in 2 years.
Doc, OG to ng Blackwater franchise as early as 2014, I believe. We'll confirm that. But tanda mo kasi...
Punta yata sa Alaska yan eh.
Oo.
And I think he even went to Meralco for a while there.
Kasi yung jersey pa ng Blackwater doon, yung white, blue, and yellow pa, was already part of that team.
Really talented. Look at all the adjustments he makes on his shots.
2015, pumasok si MDG as the 35th overall pick. Here he is, says, talk about me more.
Money. The import hasn't helped, so they took him out. And lalo na you're gonna stop this guy if he decides to stay underneath the basket and cherry picks these rebounds like this. This is like, thank you.
Kaya ang taas ng kumpiyansa ng shooters ng Blackwater, they just shoot.
So 1-point lead dito para sa Blackwater. Oh, nagkaroon ng bola dun. but it stays with the Converge FiberXers.
Etong Converge, they're utilizing that zone breaker, yung free throw line area, to try and make Upshaw move a little bit.
Nice pass. He's been the beneficiary of a lot of underneath the basket passes itong si Arangan. And a foul there by Stock. Yan ang sinasabi ko. His aggressiveness gets into foul trouble. And you said, and in this case, because you're in the penalty, you give up free throw shots. Hope is about to come in for Upshaw. Pero sabi ni Upshaw, no, keep me in here. There are only 40 seconds. Balik ulit si Coach Delta Pineda. You know, I've been watching him coach, but I haven't been up close. No? I like to do that. I like to gauge coaches. It's the first time I have seen him coach on the professional level. Very level-headed yan. Just think that he has to impose his will on some of the players from time to time. But just his first fight.
Arana. Naghahanap ng kakampi. Concepcion, you have to put it up. Nahanap pa si Arana. The extra pass produces 2 points.
Couple of seconds left.
Di Gregorio.
Sayang yun.
Nagkabanggaan sila ng sarili niyang kakampi.
Si Una di ba? Ngayon, nasakta pa yan kasi.
But let's talk about Upshaw. Dr. JUS had the biggest impact here in the first half.
Yeah, definitely. Tignan natin. How many points? 22? 10 kaagad yun eh. Tapos 9 rebounds.
Oh, grabe. And he scored the first 6 points of the game and he never looked back. He continued to lord over the paint. Lalong-lalo na kapag wala si Donovan Smith para sa Converge FiberXers. And Blackwater, despite the 22 points from Upshaw, will trail at the half 59-58.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang na.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free. Last year, the spark of the Great Revival was ignited. This 2026, the spark becomes a wildfire. Witness a bigger tour of Luzon 2026. 5 regions, 13 provinces, 14 grueling stages, local and international teams. 1 legendary title. Every pedal, every climb, straight to your screens. Catch the Tour of Luzon 2026 from April 29 to May 13 only on the Pilipinas Live app. Also available on One Sports and One Sports Plus.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. All in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free. Last year, the spark of the Great Revival was ignited. This 2026, the spark becomes a wildfire. Witness a bigger tour of Luzon 2026. 5 regions, 13 provinces, 14 grueling stages, local and international teams. 1 legendary title. Every pedal, every climb, straight to your screens. Catch the Tour of Luzon 2026 from April 29 to May 13 only on the Pilipinas Live app. Also available on One Sports and One Sports Plus.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. All in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
Last year, the spark of the Great Revival was ignited. This 2026, the spark becomes a wildfire. Witness a bigger tour of Luzon 2026. 5 regions, 13 provinces, 14 grueling stages, local and international teams, 1 legendary title. Every pedal, every climb, straight to your screens. Catch the Tour of Luzon 2026 from April 29 to May 13 only on the Pilipinas Live app. Also available on One Sports and One Sports Plus.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Get access and watch your favorite sporting events on Pilipinas Live with these easy steps. Download via Google Play or App Store. Once downloaded, enter a valid email address. Verify the OTP.
We're at the fall dito sa Inares Center in Antipolo kung saan lamang ang Converge FiberXers just by 1 point over the Blackwater Bossing. We are in the heart of Antipolo City kung saan nagaganap second to the last game day ng elimination round of the Commissioner's Cup in the PBA's golden season. Yung nagtatapat ngayon are both out of contention for the playoffs already, pero syempre gusto nila matapos with pride, with their heads held high. Kaya salamat po sa pagtutok nyo dito sa RPTV at sa One Sports YouTube page. We are live, Judd Sulit here together with Dr. J. Andy Howe. Doc, ito yung mga numero from the first half.
Well, the assist department in favor of Converge, 14 to 10. Ito ang hinanap ko eh. Fast break points, 19 to 5. So plus 14 ang Converge. And points in the paint, plus 16 on Converge. Kung titignan mo yan, dapat tambak ang Blackwater dito. But why is Blackwater even just down by only 1? Because of the perimeter points, plus 10 sila dyan. And they had 2 more 3-point shot conversions, plus 1 4-point shot conversion. So that in itself is 10 points already, di ba?
Yung ding scoring, mainly sa Blackwater, Doc, nanggagaling sa isang tao. Samantala sa Converge, mas balanse.
Yeah, we have a 22 from Upshaw. Bearfield has 9, but you know he's an explosive type of player. Sa kabila naman, Juan Gomez Liliano, 16. Justin Arana has 12. So medyo maganda rin. Dalawa na sa double figure. Should be a very interesting second half for both of these squads.
Makakalayo pa lalo yung Converge, Doc, kung makasali pa si Donovan Smith because the import only has 5 points in the first half. 2 of 4 lamang from the field. Siguro yung pinakamagandang ambag ni Smith, he has tried to be in between Upshaw and the basket. Siya lang talaga yung nakakapag-prevent dito kay Rob Upshaw from completely dominating this game.
Yan ang tinatawag natin na piece de resistance.
Yan.
Si David nga lang, Doc, yun medyo hindi pa rin nakakagawa para sa Blackwater. Christian David only has 2 points.
Yeah, well, you know, because Upshaw has been the focus of the offense, okay, that's why David really needs a trainer. For me to, he has shown his capabilities outside, but in inside game niya, he has to develop that a little bit, and he must try to get to the basket a little bit more.
Let's see what Converge does to open up the third quarter. Si Stockton ang umatake but to no avail. Inugulo niya si David sa backcourt. Alec will leave only 2 seconds for Converge to try, for Blackwater to cross the timeline. Naitawid naman nila. And they have advantage now. Andrade, bibitaw ng 3, wala. Lands in the hands of Bearfield. It's David underneath, napigilan. Baltazar's long arms.
That's a point ahead, you know. He's athletic, he's 6'6". You know, you should be able to finish those kind of shots with a lot more power. That's why he needs a trainer, a guy that can really help him on the inside game. Saka yung i-power bounce mo yun, tapos ibuhan mo yun. It should be advantageous for you.
You look at him, Doc, and you see all the tools.
Yeah, nandun. And he's got an outside shot. When he's on, he's also on. You know, when he starts making those long-range shots. This guy's been very consistent. After a slow start, but Gomez de Leaño has been very consistent in this ball game.
Sa ganda ng pinakita ni Juan in his rookie conference in the PBA, natawag nga siya sa Gilas Pilipinas in the previous window.
Ayaw nga pala, no? Kaya nagkaroon pa ng si Johnny, si RJ.
Yeah. Pero 1 of 2 lang si Juan from the line. Upshot. That's a clean block mula sa Converge, who's starting the third quarter with Smith on the bench.
Mabait ito si Upshaw. He could have easily gone for those 2 shots that he gave up. But he's trying to get his teammates involved. However, they have not rewarded him. So ito, ako na. Mamaya na kayo.
Well, 2 attempt yun nagbintes para sa Converge. Juan to Arana, extra pass to Garcia. Fast break points na naman, Doc.
Sa fast break, wala silang laban. And a very poor outlet pass there by Tratter.
Gomez de Leaño, it's off. Tratter makakapulot ng rebound.
That is the biggest lead for Converge in this ball game. 4.
That's correct. David, can he capitalize? Smaller guy on him. Pero dun sa tulong ni Stockton, there's a foul whistled. It's gonna be an offensive foul.
He was called for an offensive foul there. Surprise.
Yeah, eto. Si Eileen, nagulat ka rin ba, Eileen?
Gulat na gulat nga ako, Jot and Doc J, because the 11 turnovers became the concern of Blackwater during halftime. Ito nga ni Coach Joe Silva, we need to start better with our possessions kasi tinatakbuhan lang nila kami. And that is also why sprinting down was even more emphasized, especially on missed attempts. For the Converge FiberXers, si Rob Upshaw pa rin ang kanilang pinupunta, with Coach Franco Atienza saying that they were not able to execute the initial ask, which is to use the screens and speed to their advantage. Kaya naman, moving forward, yan pa rin ang kanilang hahanapin. Balik sa inyo.
But they will have to find a way to slow down Gomez de Leaño.
Well, Bearfield has gone into double figures with that last 3-point shot to miss. However, they give back a possible 3-point play very, very quickly. Hindi natutuwa si Coach Pat Aquino doon sa nangyari nito.
Ito yung
David, papalitan na kaagad.
That was the attack from Gomez de Leaño, who now has 19 points. Leading the way para sa Converge, who's practically playing this game, Doc, all Filipino.
Yeah. Parang hindi kasali si Donovan Smith.
Did you feel that natagalan din yung Converge from pulling the plug on Kyler Kelly?
I think they might have had the problem on who they were going to get. You know, sometimes not that easy. And syempre, yung connections mo rin, di ba? Sila bago sila team dito, yung mga ibang PBA, marami lang kilala yan ng mga maraming mag-o-offer sa iyo. Sila, they may not have that many. So, maybe it took a while for them to make that decision.
Baltazar! Dalawang offensive rebound yun para kay Balti in that possession.
Alam mo talaga, this team should have made the semifinals of the All-Filipinos. That's why masakit sa kanila that hindi sila papasok dito sa itong may import simply because they did not get the right import.
You talked about the depth of that roster.
Yeah, they are. Dinagdagan pa nga from last conference.
O, totoo dong.
Nadagdagan si Mikey, nadagdagan si Calvin, di ba? Nadagdagan si Policarpio.
Oh! Arana! Mukhang nagkamali ng footing. Iika-iga si Justin pabalik, holding on to his left foot.
Yeah. Malilim by Luis coming for the first time replacing Christian David.
Baltazar, aharakan si Upshaw pero wala na siyang magagawa.
No local is going to guarding one-on-one.
Arana's still limping and slow to get back down. They might need to replace him at some point. Baltazar, push shot. Converge. They need to foul. Their coaching staff asking them to foul. Upshaw. It's a 5-on-4 break. And it results to a three-pointer for Blackwater. Hindi narinig ng Converge yung instruction from their bench to foul.
Hindi rin sila happy nang nangyari mo. Parang hindi nagsakripisyo yung mga iba nandun. Wala naman sa kanila in dire foul trouble because easily have given up. This guy has never been fully healthy throughout his career here in the PBA. Parating may nangyayari sa kanya. Here is obviously a sprain here, di ba?
Yeah. Kaya nagmintis yung layup niya kanina. It looked like he was all alone, point blank. Pero mukhang natapilok.
At nagbigay ngayon, makakalaro ngayon dito si Donovan Smith. They need a big guy. Hindi naman ginamit si Muyang dito so far.
Stockton from the corner. That's off. Upshaw. Another rebound para sa kanya. 13 na yan. Malilin. Sidestepping labas kay Andrade. BJ Gomez. Tabla pa rin tayo. 68 all. Smith.
4.
1 looking for 4. Ayaw. Bearfield naman ang hahanap ng 4. Pintis din yan. And that was last touch on Smith. Ball will stay with Blackwater.
That was contested by Quinto at saka itong si Smith. Pero last touch ang tinawag dito kay Smith.
Smith will try to push Upshaw away.
Look at that spin.
Upshaw, soft touch, wala. Quinto sa ilalim. And that's going to be a foul on Bradwin. Grabe yung tulakan sa ilalim, Doc.
And literally for Bradley, just a 6'3" player playing center actually for them. But in this case, power forward ang laro niya.
Yung mga malalaki, pag All-Filipino, pag Philippine Cup, biglang nagliitan dito sa Commissioner's Cup.
Grabe ang lead.
Eh kahit si Donovan Smith, dati laking-laki na tayo dito. But then,
nice shot.
Ngayon, against an Upshaw, hindi na ganun kalaki. But he does score 7 points for the Converge import. Zamar trying to get past Garcia. Baltazar this time fronting Upshaw. Zamar for 4. Ballsy, that's a miss. Stockton, magmamadali. Alec, sidestepping, good defense shown by Malilin.
Hindi natakot sa so good ni si Malilim. Kept his ground, you know. Kept his hands up. 19 seconds left on the shot clock dito para sa Converge. Maybe time for this guy to go to work, si Smith.
He did score the last 2 points of Converge. Pero hindi na nakahawak doon. Barefield. Straight to the basket. 2 free throws yan. Under 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. We're gonna have a timeout requested here. Lamang pa rin ang dalawa itong Converge over Blackwater. This game has been close all the way. This timeout is brought to you by Solaire Online. Play the game your way on Solaire Online Sportsbook.
Up show official.
This up show.
This up show. You are five. You are five. Okay. Go with the offense list. With you. One. Go with two big guy on the baseline. Two big guy on the baseline. Up show with you go up, and after that roll. Hey, the player who is the corner go up. You go, you spread.
Right away, ball screen.
Right away. Right away. Second offense. It's 4-2. Okay.
We were able to listen in a bit on that huddle of Converge. They want to try and involve Upshaw in their offense. Papalabas sila si Rob Upshaw. Now, they're one big down dahil ito yung nangyari kanina kay Justin Arana. We didn't see a clear tapilok, Doc, pero parang awkward nga yung pag-apak niya on that left foot.
Yeah, maybe yung pressure pag ano niya. Well, he's got the whole couple of months to rest it. Maybe 3 or 4 months. 3 months. No?
Mahaba break natin.
Kasi meron pa tayong mga windows ng Gilas coming into the picture. And since they're out already, they'll lose a month at least also.
Yeah. I'm sure they would rather be playing.
Yeah, of course. Everybody would. No question about it.
Actually, itong Converge, if they had only salvaged a couple of losses early on.
Masakit yung mga talo nila yun, iba.
Stockton, nagbintis. Humihingi ng flop of Blackwater. No whistle. It's Barefield. Upshaw against Baltazar. They go to Barefield. 3 on the way. Doesn't fall. Nakakaraming rebound na si Stockton. He's got 4 of them. Garcia, nawala yung bola sa kanya. He had an open Smith, but Garcia still found a way to score.
Yeah. Solid din ang kanyang offensive game in this one.
Osamar lost his footing. Garcia takes it away. Baltazar to Stockton. Dinala pa sa kabila.
Back to a 4-point lead dito para sa Converge. Matches their biggest.
Hanggang dyan lang umaabot yung lamang nitong Converge. But they've had control for most of this game now at this point. Yung Blackwater early on, lumamang ng 11.
Foul called there on Smith, I think.
Garcia natawa. Kaya gulat na gulat si MJ, Doc.
Helping out.
Wala silang choice, no? Kailangan magpadala ng extra defender when it's with Smith.
And who's coming in? Archie Concepcion coming in for Garcia.
Upshaw. Fouled by Gomez Del Llano. Hindi makapaniwala si Juan.
Ginagawa ng mga maliliit at inaabangan yung baba ng bola. After Upshaw catches it, when he puts it on the floor, you can see all the small guys coming in and helping out, trying to steal the ball or disrupt his dribble.
Malilit. Ginamit yung katawan. And Upshaw, now speaking of using his body, Rob Upshaw has done that for his entire stint here in the PBA.
Tuloy sasabihin ko, hindi magandang shot yung kay malilim. Kala mo, because Upshaw was already deep inside. All you had to do was drop pass. Pero alam mo, nandun siya eh. So if I miss, as long as it's a good miss, makukuha ng kasamahan ko yun. And eventually, it turned out to be a 3-point play. That's what the big, good imports give you, especially good rebounders. Gives your team a good confidence. Sunod-sunod na ito. 4 points here in this quarter, although he sat down for majority of it until nasaktan si Arana.
Yan din yung pinasok niyang tira kanina eh, talking about Smith.
Oh, another of it.
Oh, they were finally able to get a rebound away from Upshaw. Stockton on the attack. Baltazar knew exactly what to do.
3 minutes and 50 seconds, and now that's a 5-point lead being enjoyed here by when Blackwater goes to their big fellow again. No, another tough shot.
They're making Upshaw work.
And he can come down, eh? That's the problem.
Smith looking for 4. Donovan, no good. Labanan sa rebound ng Wally Bearfield.
Another good shot for Donovan. Another 5-on-4.
Bearfield, mintis din yung tres niya.
Easy layup coming up. Nakaitak pa dito, ano.
Isihan na lang natin, sabi ni Stockton. You called it right, Doc. See, Upshaw has...
He can't come down.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, if you're in a playoff, what's going to happen to you if you cannot come down in the third and fourth quarter?
Upshaw surveying the floor, asking for a cut. They want it back with Rob.
And a foul there called against Baltazar. Wala pa rin sa penalty dito. Converge will be a side court throwing. And there's Muyang about to come in.
Although that will be the last foul to give of the FiberXers. Pero tama nga doon, mukhang magpapadala na ng rest back itong Converge. They're up by 7 as we head into a timeout brought to you by Solaire Online. Play the game your way on Solaire Online Sportsbook.
Bale, pwede naman kayo gumawa ng ano dyan. Basta bigay niyo sa kanya. Mag-set kayo ng pick, or cross the dive, 45 dive. Tapos may papalit din sa kita para meron siya release pad. Clear? Just be ready for that shot. But play defense, pare. They're running again. Pare, yun dun tayo na nawawala. We can't get up in the transition. Come on.
You're back and you're still watching the PBA. At this time, Converge leads 80-73. But upon checking in on Justin Arana, he expressed na may naramdaman siyang pain na parang gumuhit sa kanyang Achilles. And with the assessment of Dr. Costa, they have identified that this is an Achilles strain. The good news is hindi daw nag-rupture, so they will stretch it and wait for the swelling to subside for now before clearing him to return to the game. Balik sa inyo, Jot and Doc J.
It is unfortunate for sure for Converge, but the good thing, may silver lining naman dun sa balita. There's no tear in the Achilles. We know that will take at least 8 months, siguro 8 to 10 if it was an Achilles tear. And we hope for a speedy recovery para kay Justin Arana. Muyang will be called for a foul.
I'll try to use some of their big men also dahil wala na nga yung isa. Baltazar, you can still use him in the fourth quarter. You have a good lead of 7 right now, so maybe you can face yung big men ng konti rito.
At ito yung hinihintay, Doc, ng Blackwater, particularly ni Upshaw, na mag-penalty na yung Converge.
So he can get to the line. He's not a bad free throw shooter either, although strong in that one. But Muyang, that's what he gives you. He gives you the, but he can also score, huh?
Oh yeah.
He can score.
May tira rin yan sa labas, si Larry. Concepcion. That's a three.
Nag-take over dito local players na Converge in the third quarter.
Oh, Malilin with a fearless floater. Williams, Malilin ngayon ang nakatas na batayan si Mikey. They go to Donovan Smith against Una. Nahanap si Muyang underneath.
That's what he does. Hindi ba nalakas ang sure ball niya sa ilalim, you know?
And Smith might only have 9 points. That's a 4-pointer from Upshaw.
Pangalawa na niya yan. 8 points from that area for this guy. That's range.
Smith na naman. And there it is again, though.
Kasalanan ng weak side, defender. He's looking at the ball, doesn't know that the guy is his responsibility has come to the basket already.
Upshaw trying to get position against Muya. Rock asking for it.
Good. Oh, traveling.
Una panic nung nakita niya tumalon etong si Smith in front of him.
Pagod na si Upshaw. Saka galit pa siya dahil hindi siya there was no way that the guy could have thrown the ball to him. But now he started and Trateras to come into the ball game. Si ano pa ito?
Di Gregorio
has come in for Sama. Austria is there. So wala si Fairfield.
Yeah,
and David, I don't know. He doesn't like the way he's playing. He might not put him back.
Williams. Mabigat yun kung pumasok. That was a 4-point shot, but did hit. Malilin trying to ignite the offense of the Bossing.
Plenty of time yet. About 3 more offensive plays coming up for us.
Di Gregorio stepping back. Out of bounds. Great defense for Muya.
Without fouling. Staying in front of him, using your feet. You know, he's not much of a penetrator. He's more of a jump shooter. Stop jump also. So, nabasa niya yun.
They're looking for Williams. Smith. His jumper, yung mid-range ang ginagamit niya ngayon, Dog.
He has 6 points in this quarter. All of those coming from those kind of jumpers. Yung 4-point shot lang niya masama.
Austria using that pick from Una.
They can go for the last shot, but they're behind, so minsan nakakawa ka niya.
CJ to MDG. Mike from the corner, no good. And that will go to Converge.
Correct, so meron pa silang attempt. May 1 foul to give pa dito ang Blackwater na sinesenyas sa kanila ni assistant coach Aris Limaunahan, who used to be their head coach for a while. He's not going to pick it up yet. If you don't foul it, he's going to shoot over you. Now, you give him a lot more time. They still have 4.9 seconds to get off a good shot.
Yan yung pagka-veterano rin ni Mikey.
Yeah, he knows that. Well, I used to teach that also. People really, you have to teach some of the players management, time management, and there are not a lot that are smart enough to do that. Well, this is plenty of time.
Muyang nawala yung bola sa kanya. And a block.
Meron pa ito.
In 1 second, Dong, nagka-missed shot. Si Austria, nagka-block si Smith, nagka-rebound pa si Tratter. But we end the third quarter with Converge taking a 9-point lead. We'll be back with a fourth.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang last.
3-point lead for Converge heading into the fourth. Paano nga ba nakarating doon when it was their fast break points? First half pa lang hinahanap na ni Dr. J, and then ito talaga yung pinanggalingan ng mga puntos ng FiberXers. Look at that. 28-5. They completely dominated the transition game. Pero pagdating sa perimeter points, doon naman kumuha ang Blackwater. That's why hindi pa rin naiiwan ang tuluyan itong Bossing, because they've been hitting from the outside. As you already know, their 7-foot import Rob Upshaw, he has a shot from outside. We'll see that in these highlights, because pagdating naman sa import matchup, well, you see that he has been dominating Donovan Smith, because yung production ng Converge, karamihan doon ang gagaling sa mga locals nila, Doc.
Yeah. And rightfully so. That's why they have that kind of a lineup. They expected that. It's just that talagang hindi lang sila sinerte sa pagpili nila ng import. Kung hindi, malakas na team yun.
We've seen some very talented.
Yeah, here. Sila Lalane, they're all good. But ito, habang nagpapahinga dito si Upshaw, kung si Trotter and Bearfield can help them come back a little bit, they'll be very much in the fight. Now, you know, you're talking about yung si Jones ng Meralco, which you will see tomorrow. They play against Magnolia. Yung, sino pa ba ito? Sa Rain or Shine.
Jalen Johnson, no?
Oo, maayos rin. Of course, ball, maayos. No? Offensively, maayos siya. And he's really one of the more dominating offensive players we've seen in a long while.
Si Jonathan Williams, Doc, yun din, pagpasok ulit dito sa PBA, medyo nakukuha niya na rin ulit yung footing niya. Austria.
And of course, no one of
Benny Boatwright.
Benny, you know, that's a joke. Benny can play.
Parang ang hindi pa 100% talaga si Boatwright, no?
Benny can play. Now we see today, starting their climb. They're hoping to be able to climb out because they'll be in the second round ng playoffs. Ayan,
Smith?
You can't stop. Oh, that's a foul. Hindi kaya ni Una yan dahil nakita mo talagang pepersahin ni Donovan Smith yan. Yung tulong ni Trotter yata na tawagan ng foul doon.
Actually, akala ni Abu, nahuli niya ito si Smith. But the whistle was blown.
Good contribution from Smith, no? Being a true professional, okay lang siya, hindi siya umaangal. Nag-all Filipino sila. Pero yung nasa Kansiaran, he came back and started working. 7 points since he came back to the game. And he has a total of 12 in the ball game right now with 8 rebounds, 5 assists. And so far, perfect from the free throw line. And he got jinxed.
Pero makukuha naman ng Converge yung rebound, and Una will be whistled for a foul.
Yeah. Wala nang espasyo.
Aileen, anong balita dyan?
John and Doc J, there was a sense of urgency in the latest Blackwater huddle, lalo na at gusto nila tapusin ang kanilang conference with a win. Kaya naman ang utos ni Coach Pat Aquino kay Abu, make sure you front the big guys of Converge so we could go for a post-up. Or kung hindi, for the guards naman, they can get their offense by moving the ball side to side. Balik sa inyo.
Ito, tumatakbo na naman ang Converge, the main concern of Blackwater in this entire game.
Ang sama ng turnover dun. Yung drop pass, you go down the middle, and then you drop pass in front of all those white shirts, which resulted in a pass leak. That's a foul.
Pero Fairfield, ang turo lagi, Doc, don't stop playing until you hear the whistle.
You can hear, you know, if he can keep them in the ball game, we should have a very nice wind-up here.
Upshaw is getting ready to check back in. Smith. Mendez. Foul itatawag kay Austria.
Well, yun hindi maganda sa Blackwater dahil sa maliit sila. Their fouls are piling up here in the third, in the fourth and final quarter.
Well, you did say it earlier that when Rob Upshaw is on the bench, talagang duminipis yung front line nitong Blackwater.
Yeah, they're small. And then you don't want to play David anymore. Rightfully so because not playing well. That's an offensive foul yun. Late call lang yun. Yeah, hindi tinawag nung ano doon, pero Martin Montoya made the right call. Alam mo, in in PBA basketball, there's no, although it will be challenge here, no? Coach Delta is going to challenge the call. But let's see. I thought it was a good call, but let's see, because it's challengeable. And now you will review it to see if he uses the hand to ward off.
Yeah.
Hindi rin natutuwa si Smith. Kanina pa, Willie Miller, my friend.
Sabi kasi ni Donovan Smith, ngayon na nga lang siya dumitigdig. Na matatawagan pa ng offensive
Tsaka
foul.
gusto rin niya manalo eh. When you win, you have extra bonuses, especially import. Iba yan. Yeah. Pag na best player ka pa, minsan double yan. Yung mga local players, mababait sa akin. Yung mga announcers. Because we're the ones who pick.
Yeah.
And they accept our selection.
Mukhang mabilis ang review to. Ewan ko, ito, they're ready to make their announcement.
I think it was the right call, but we'll see. Walang sound.
Hindi,
Naka-on na, yan. Tinuro pa sa kanya.
After po ng review, nasa legal guarding na po si Tratter magkaroon ng contact. Tinulak po ni Smith sa kanyang kanang kamay. Kaya ang charging po ang tawag or offensive foul. Kaya ang challenge po ng Converge ay not successful.
Ako tingin ko rin tamang call yun. It's just that the two referees closest did not call. But then, since the responsibility of calling belongs to everybody on the bench, he made the right call. He's actually, after Flor de Lisa, he's the most veteran there. Now, Flor de Lisa is a crew chief. He's a good one. He's going to be a good, very good referee of the future. Yung mga iba medyo bata-bata pa yun. Si Traballo at saka yung si Pastoria.
Marami rin mga bago sa mga referees.
Sobrang dami dahil maraming umayaw. And some went, like I was telling you, that's a foul is going to go to free throw line. Yung kaibigan natin si Baldago, he decided to go to school and take a new job. Cortez, na wala rin. And of course, nag-retire na rin ito si Pinoy Kiligen. And pumaul out pa si Smith. Two fouls quick.
Yeah, ito mabigat daw because kanina kaya pa because there was Arana.
Yeah.
But now, Smith is out, Arana is out of the game with an injury.
Muyang can hold his ground.
Also interesting to see how long Gomez Del Llano will be on that Converge bench.
Yeah. Kaya nga minsan it was really hard for them when they got Mikey. Because you have to give Mikey his time. Pati si Stockton has lost a lot of playing time ever since Mikey came into the picture.
Ito si Baltazar, atake kay Upshaw and he's able to score.
No problem, sabi ni Justin. Still a 6-point lead dito para sa Converge, but plenty of time in this ballgame. Here we go.
There's a help coming from Abueva.
And because of the advantage that they have, they're fishing for those fouls, and it's already the 14th foul dito para sa Converge.
May 9 minutes pa tayo dito sa fourth.
Yeah. Now, nakaipat Aquino na how he paces his timeouts for this guy, for big man.
Tratter knocks down his first free throw. 7 points para kay Abu. It's Upshaw who has started this game with 35 points and 18 rebounds.
He's created everything for his team here.
Grabe yung opportunity na bumubukas para sa Blackwater when they dump the ball down low kay Upshaw. But Converge still ahead by 4. Concepcion out to Garcia. It's Williams. Mikey with a difficult shot.
That wasn't difficult for him a couple of years back.
Totoo. It was his usual shot.
That was like money in the bank para sa kanya.
The thing is, matagal na bakante ito si Mikey. Upshaw. Oh, no one is there. No one can stop him underneath right now.
But he's dragging his feet now, so that's why I say the pacing that the coach has to do and the timeouts that they use to give him that rest. Ito na, nag-umpisa na si Mikey. Kita-kita ko na yung kilos niya. Yung kilos niya, pag ganyan yan.
Mikey Williams, a one-time PBA Finals MVP, one-time scoring champion. He gives us a 3-point shot na hatid sa atin ng Arena Plus Sportsbook. Kapag nag-decide to turn it on, it's hard for him to shut it down.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang last.
Rank number 2 tayo on a Sunday since the start of the Commissioner's Cup. Alam naman natin, maraming gusto makita yung mga nagtatangkarang import. Led of course by TNT's Volleyball. And dami rin kasi mga magagandang storylines. Rain or shine, NLEX, umaangat na teams. Justin Brownlee, of course, nandyan. Benny Boatwright nagbabalik.
Yeah. Well, ball has been, of course, a major attraction. NBA player yan. How many times are you going to see a 7-3 that can play? Diba? So it's an attraction. Unfortunately for them, can they continue their ride? Because they have a game tomorrow, but it's really no bearing. The only bearing is where you want to be. And because they'll be the last game, they know exactly who's going to be in what position and sino makakalaban nila if they win or lose. But aside from that, can they win 2 games from the next stage to continue to play in the semis?
Ito Blackwater, hinahanap pa rin si Upshaw. Tratter, mafa-foul.
Wow, and penalty na after this. Wala na rin challenges. Remember ang Converge na natalo.
Abueva is called for it at gulat na gulat si Calvin.
Hindi na dapat siya magugulat, no? Because sometimes he gets away with those stabs. Sometimes he does not. But what you can see obviously is si Trotter talagang porsigidong tumulong para manalo ang kanilang kupunan. And who are these guys? Donovan Smith is out.
Policarpio has not seen action.
Hindi na nakabalik.
Mula ng first quarter, I believe, Doc. He started, played close to 8 minutes.
Hindi na nakabalik.
Yeah.
And Calvin is the one that's been playing that position for him.
Si Mikey medyo nag-init na before the timeout, had back-to-back hits. Abueva has it. The Beast with that floater. Wala kang kakupas-kupas.
I mean, that's not an easy shot. That's not an easy shot.
7 points for Abueva.
Here we go.
Fairfield. Left open. That's bottom.
Yan ang tinatawag nila, no respect. I mean, they don't even rush to me.
By the way, yung tres kanina ni Mikey, Doc, it was ruled a 2 during the timeout. So kaya baka nagugulat yung viewers natin na 99 kanina eh. When we headed to that break, naging 98 pagbalik. They reviewed it. Pero eto, clear as day. That's a 3-point shot brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook.
Maliwanag na maliwanag. 4-point lead para rin dito para sa Converge. 7 minutes and 12 seconds left. Calvin Abueva stringing up 3 points here.
8 points for Calvin.
Total of 8 in the ball game. And Andrade, BJ coming back in. Sinong pinalitan nito?
Si Austria, Doc.
Yeah. Well, Austria has had a tough evening. He's going to be a good player. Solid rin ang depensa niya sa perimeter. And he can score. Brave enough. But you need a more experienced BJ right now in the end game. Saka will give you the 3-point shot. Oy, tama sa mukha yung offensive foul yun. That's a very good call.
Alam mo, ibang klaseng tapang yung kailangan mo para gawin yung
although they will challenge it. They will challenge it. Cha-challenge si Patakina yung tinawag ni Erwin Carvalho. Pero Kita mo from our angle, masarap rin dito sa Antipolo at saka sa Ninoy, we're on the floor.
Ganda ng anggulo natin to.
This one especially, halos kita. This is the way I used to work in my early years in Araneta. Always down there.
Well, for a lot of us na the younger ones na nakakanabaho, I know I speak for Carlo Mamintuan. Dati Doc, pangarap lang namin makaupo dito, and it's a great honor na makatabi kayo, the legends who have paved the way. Ayan, and yung replay, Doc.
Bilis eh.
Oo nga.
After the review, there's a offensive foul on Abshaw against
Hindi nga malapit sa kanya si
Justin Baltasar. Therefore, the challenge made by Blackwater is not successful.
Hindi nga malapit si Justin sa kanya. And Justin, look at the hands of Justin. Wala, malalayo sa kanya eh. Sa pool na eh. And I think even Abshaw knew it. He wasn't complaining.
That's true. Unang foul pa lang naman yan ni Rob. Pero sayang kasi yung possession. That's why hinayang yung Blackwater.
Yeah, no more challenges from either team.
Abueva. Out to Williams. Extra pass. Concepcion from the corner.
Money! Nakuha na rin ni Mikey yung kanyang teamwork here with Calvin Abueva, kaya gumanda laro nila. Oh, nice skip.
Morel was able to rise high.
Liper yan. Duck shot artist yan.
Tapos sa kabila naman, siya kailangan tumao kay Williams.
Somebody's got to guard Abueva. He's creating all the situations for them. See? Look at that.
Calvin.
Makukuha
yung talbog.
Look at the way he worked here in the fourth quarter.
He's become their X factor here in the fourth, Dog. Siya lamang ng Converge. Upshot, double team. They move it around. Upshaw now. Outside shot for Rob. Rims out. But Converge is in penalty, so kahit hingin ni Calvin.
Pero hindi nag-counted yun because that was already
yes, that's true.
Now you have to get free throw shots for Morel at the free throw, for Tratter at the free throw line.
Look at this. Gandang ikot ng bola. Concepcion was wide open.
Yeah. You can't ask for anything more. Remember, this guy split his charities earlier. Itong si Tratter.
Pero nakakarami siyang free throw attempts, Doc, dito sa fourth.
I think this is the fifth. This will be the sixth free throw for him in the fourth quarter. 5 minutes and 40. Matagal pa ito. Gandang laban.
Totoo yan. And you have to love how these two teams are fighting to the end. Kahit na nga, like you said, non-bearing na itong larong to. Pareho ng tanggal. But it doesn't matter. They're still bringing their A-games. Williams. He has caught fire here in the fourth. 7 points in the final frame for Mikey Williams.
Ilan na total niya?
Williams now with 9 points. Abueva bigay kay Garcia. He'll head to the line.
It's hard to pick if Converge should win. It's hard to pick a best
I know. I do not envy your job.
It was dominated by itong si Juan Gomez Diliano. Kaso hindi siya naglalaro ng fourth quarter. At saka si Arana, kaso nasaktan naman, di ba?
Well, I'll tell you what, Doc. There are 7 players para sa Converge who are in double figures.
Very hard.
At ito nga yung sinasabi mo kaninang depth ng FiberXers. It's now coming to life.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too late dahil nga last game of the conference na. But if they can be a pattern for the Governor's Cup and conferences to come.
They have to pick a right import, you know. One that will blend, you know. It cannot be just a role player. It has to be a little bit more than just a role player. You don't want to sacrifice the scoring that you got by putting this team together. Pero that guy has got to be, if you get a Justin Brown, then you're happy. Or RHJ, then you'll be happy.
Here's Bearfield.
That's a foul. And hindi counted, pero may And there'll be free throw shots here para kay...
Mukhang tinamaan. Hindi mukhang tinamaan talaga. Ito si Calvin Abueva. He's shaken up.
But he was the one who committed the foul first. Ayan, no, that's a foul there. Parang wala naman UFC.
Foul talaga si Calvin muna, pero dun, yun, sa pool dun sa kaliwang siko, inadvertently.
Basketball, kung basketball play yan, that's nothing.
Lumapit din naman agad si Bearfield kay Abueva.
Yeah, he doesn't want to hurt him. Hindi naman siya nananakit eh.
Foul number 8, Calvin Abueva.
It'll be 2 free throws. That's it.
May timeout ulit tayo, brought to you by Soler Online. Play the game your way on Soler Online Sportsbook. Inside the United Center in Antipolo. Muli po, nagpapasalamat kami sa lahat na nakatutok sa RPTV at sa One Sports YouTube channel. Si Adrian nakatutok yan mula sa Bulacan, and reminding us na 2-time finals MVP itong si Mikey Williams, on top of being a scoring champion. Has 9 points in this game. 7, Dr. J, dito sa quarter na to.
Quarter.
At ang hirap ng mga binitawan niyang tira dito.
Well, mahirap sa atin. Para sa iyo, para sa akin. Pero sa kanya, para sa kanya, ang dami na niya minintis na ganyang buong conference.
But on the other side, there's also a bona fide scorer. Etong si Bearfield.
Yeah.
Second overall pick, chosen by Blackwater a couple of years ago. Bearfield, mintis yung pangalawa. And Calvin,
masayang rin yung mga free throw shots ng Blackwater. Marami-rami na rin yan. That's so important to them.
Kasi, 6 yung minintis nila, Doc.
Sayang, mahabol ka eh.
Ganda sana ng basa. Nawala nga lang kay Juan. They reset their offense. Miss Del Llano. All the way.
No count yun, pero that will mean free throw shots rin kasi nasa penalty rin.
So both sides are in penalty. Juan has also had a ball game. 19 points.
Consistent yan per second, third quarter. The only reason why hindi pa siya umi-score dito is because ngayon lang siya naglaro.
Ganda kasi ng laro kanina ni Mikey, kaya nagkaroon ng chance si...
si Stockton, hindi lang nga nakabalik.
That's true.
And a lot of good passes to Arana and to the other guys, no?
Another guy who earned a lot of minutes here, pero nasa bench na ngayon si MJ Garcia.
Yeah, he played well. MJ Garcia played, even Concepcion played well. You know.
Marami pang mga bala tong Converge.
Sobra. They have a good team.
Policarpio hindi na rin masyado nagamit like we mentioned. Si Rayson.
Yeah, well, Rayson they got from Meralco because nabitawan na yun, no? But tingnan mo ito, bago itong mga player na ito eh. They have to learn. And they probably will go to work after a couple of weeks, no? Because they want to get that camaraderie together. No, nice passing.
That's ball swing. Austria.
Maano talaga si Austria. Mad-drive na player yan eh. Good, always shot faking and then driving to the basket.
And he's not afraid of any collision pag umatake yan.
Nice addition to the PBA family. Hopefully, yung katulad ni Harold Alarcon will be an addition to the PBA family next year.
Parang marami nga kung sakaling mag-decide, no, Doc? Ang daming talents.
Or Phillips, hopefully, no?
I personally am a fan of yung mga players na naglalaro muna sa ibang liga, some of them even getting a chance overseas. Tapos pagdating dito sa PBA, handang-handa nang mag-contribute.
Well, you can see si RJ.
Oh yeah,
ang layo ng ginaling niya. No? Even yun si LJ Gonzalez. Malaki rin ang tulong niya. Oh!
Etong si Abueva, matagal na itong magaling. And he has 13 points in just 14 minutes. The Beast making impact here in the fourth quarter. He has re-established another 13-point lead para sa Converge FiberXers, and well, he's having fun doing so. Your games tomorrow, the final game of the elimination round in this conference. Meralco versus Magnolia in the first game. Ginebra versus TNT naman sa ating second game.
Yeah. Diyan talaga magkakaroon ng placing. Alam natin yung Meralco at Barangay Ginebra, pareho na yan sa twice to beat. Together with Rain or Shine and the #1 team after the elimination, Index Road Warriors. Yung sa San Miguel and Phoenix, that's important. Kasi yung mananalo doon, medyo aangat. Yung matatalo doon, baka mapunta ka sa number 8.
Totoo yan.
Maybe you like to play Index, but I don't think that's an easy task.
Sa ganda ng tinatakbo ng team na yun.
Yeah.
Actually, parang wala kang pwedeng piliin ngayon, Doc.
Yeah, no.
Every matchup is gonna be
The
different.
only thing that you're looking for is yung team na hindi nagkakatsada. Baka medyo on a down swing. But that's now guaranteed because they can, some of those have, step on the brakes a little bit. Medyo they took the foot off the pedal there because they had made it already.
Si Option.
He never had to work hard to get to that position.
Sobra. Hindi madali pinagdaanan. Gomez Del Llano will attack. Will deliver 2 more points.
Yung kanyang fire, no? At saka yung kanyang consistency really sparked this team. Kita-kita mo yung gusto niya.
Bro.
Here we go.
And Upshaw.
Makita mo si Baltasar? I want no part of it. I'm always moving away when you get it there. I don't want any part of it.
But Doc, that's 41 points now for Upshaw.
He might go for 50 tonight.
I think he might try in his final game of the conference.
We already have a couple of guys that made 50 in this conference. Ayun, bawi-bawi na lang si Baltasar to. But throw the ball to Upshaw. Baltasar is moving out of the way. Maghanap ka na emergency. Ayun, sa labas, chinalo. Morel, did he get a good rebound? No, he got a foul called against him, an over-the-back foul. And Calvin Abueva will go to the free throw line.
Calvin has become a very important figure dito sa Converge.
And he will be in the future.
Yun mismo, Doc. Hindi lang sa energy, di ba? But that veteran leadership.
Silang dalawa ni Mikey Williams, if Mikey will stay with this team, that's gonna help them. Because si Mikey is a winner already. Like you said, 2-time MVP finals, which means 2 times ka nag-champion.
Yeah.
Hindi ka magiging MVP finals kung hindi ka nag-champion. So, 2 times ka na nag-champion. Some new guys here. Well, of course, Samar is not new. And Sino si Altamirano ba ito? Sino ba?
Ichi Altamirano.
Yeah.
And Coach Pat has now emptied his bench with the entrance of Altamirano.
Hindi lang nakalaro dito yung nasaktan na si hindi lang. Yung point guard nila.
Si Ilagan.
Si RK.
Medyo numipis din yung Blackwater doon, Ilagan and Panopio.
Yun na sayang. Is he in the bench at all?
He got hurt, Doc, and he's...
They have a couple of very high picks that they can work their game into.
Ganda nung start din ang career ni Panopio in the PBA.
Panopio also helped dun sa Southeast Asian Games.
Yeah, for sure. Baltazar Abueva, look at him battle for that loose ball.
Backing. This guy was an unknown until Charlie and I worked with that Asian Games wherein we became runner-ups. Sila dalawa ni Romeo, they were unknown. Kaya ngayong kalaban natin, nahilo sa dalawang. But Calvin has gone a long way from there. Look at that stage.
And Gomez Delano going to Baltazar, who punches in the exclamation point in what will be a Converge win, although we still have a little under 2 minutes. Last touch yan kay Upshaw.
Yung second half talaga, ibang klase yung energy. That's because you have the balance of the lineup. Ang dami mong players, which Blackwater did not have.
Sabi ni Juan, assist na lang.
Ha?
Ito yung salpak ni Baltazar, set up by Gomez Delano. But actually, it was Abueva's help defense yung that opened that up. Mukhang nahuli na nila daw kung paano talaga hindi umabot man lang yung bola kay Upshaw.
Well, alam naman nila hindi siya kakikilos doon because they feel that you throw it up, kaya niya saluin. Pero madaming tumutulong coming from blind side lahat.
1 for 4, no. Baltazar inside, 2 more points for Converge.
So, hindi siya lumalaban na nagdepensa kay Upshaw, pero ang dami nang ginagawa sa opensa rin.
Zamar.
Another 4-point attempt. Lalayo na sila dyan.
Nawala na rin ng control si Upshaw and Clemente. On the other side.
Ito kilala ko rin player ito. We had this very good years with NU. He was a top player in high school and college. I remember him. But he's been in basketball for a long time now.
Very long time.
But he has not gotten to what his potential.
Matunog na pangalan talaga yan nung high school to college actually.
High school talaga magaling yan. Pinag-ano yan where he would go.
Altamirano trying to attack.
Nice play. That's a very deserving 2 points that you got there. 17-point lead. Can you imagine that all of a sudden?
We're just waiting for the final score here. Converge will be the team that will be able to end their elimination round in their Commissioner's Cup.
They will end
on a strong
9th place and they will look at that. It was just like last conference when they lost out to Ginebra. They will look, dapat nasa semis na sila, na-disgrasya pa sila ni Juan. Now, they will look at they're only one rank below where they could have been in the quarterfinals.
Totoo yan. Ang sakit nung
masakit talaga
talong yun. But, I mean, what a ball game that was. I had the privilege of covering it.
I had the privilege of watching you guys cover it. Ito naman si Lap. Ano ba ito?
Ladis Lepalam.
Sa Greenish. Bata ni Charles ito. 6'9 player. No?
Was actually drafted by Meralco.
Yeah, 6'9 player yan. Lasal Greenish yan.
Upshaw.
Oh!
Kanina niya pa hinahanap yung 4 yan.
3-4. Yan ang farewell niya. Dito sa PBA muna, baka sakali makabalik.
How about Lepalam scoring over the Blackwater import? Altamirano.
Double foul, pero counted ba ito kung sabay? Nag-double foul dito, pero mag-uusap ngayon yung referee kung sabay yun. Pero i-check nila. Kung sabay yun sa nangyari nung double foul na yun, counted yun.
The last thing we want here is for anything to happen, develop.
Wala naman yung players seem to already...
Nagkabuho lang yata talaga ito si Apsho and Lepalam.
Yeah. Hindi pa yata binibitawan no? No, hindi pa bumibitaw when that double foul was probably called. I don't know when they called it.
Ichi Altamirano, 3 points.
Count the basket.
Counted. Tapos double foul.
Double foul is called number 55, Robert Upshur the third, and number 27, Nadis Lepana.
So ano yun, dapat jump ball yun. Counted yun.
Ball possession, Converge FiberXers.
Dahil yata pumasok yung tira.
Wala na.
Bola na ng Converge.
Loose ball foul pareho. Kinount nga pala nila. Okay. So one more opportunity, but Converge probably may not shoot anymore here. No? Unless bigay mo yung bola dito kay Clemente, baka itira niya ito.
Yun mismo ang gagawin ni JLC.
Sayang rin yan. You know, kasama yan pag tapos ka ng PBA career mo, kasama yung puntos and rebound mo dyan.
That's true.
Another 4! Sure. Pagod na ako, boys.
Well, one more for Lepalam.
Pwede pa tumira dito. Tumitira kalaban natin.
So Zamar will try one more.
You take a 4-point shot here.
Sinukat ni Paul.
Yeah!
And falls in for him. But that will do little to the final score, which will stand at 136 to 122 in favor of Converge. Nung second half na lang talaga kumawala itong FiberXers, Doc.
Well, just because you have the deeper lineup, you know how to manage your minutes. Alam mo, pagod na rin yung kalaban, so ituloy-tuloy mo na sila. Makagamit mo yan. No? Terrific coaching staff para sa dalawang teams. No?
So officially, they count the 4-point shot. Yun na nga, final score natin, 136 to 122. But the best player, Doc, is Juan Gomez del Llano.
25 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Ilan yung ano niya?
8 of 18 sa field goals.
Yeah, and 80% sa free throw. About 46%, 44% sa field goal.
Yep, and Juan leads Converge. Meron silang 7 players who finished in double figures. And what an all-around performance para sa FiberXers. Gomez del Llano taking the lead as they finish and wrap up their Commissioner's Cup with a win. Diyan na muna po nagtatapos ang paghandog namin ng PBA dito sa RPTV. For my partners, Dr. J. Andy Howe, para po kay Eileen Chi, para sa aming incredible production and technical teams. John Sulit po nagpapaalam, pero huwag kayong bibitaw dahil susunod na Phoenix versus San Miguel straight from the United Center in Antipolo City.
Juan Gomez del Llano is our best player of the game. Congratulations, Juan, on ending this conference on a high note. But you know, prior to this game, you were just averaging 14 points in production. Today, you nearly doubled that. What allowed for you to come out with that performance?
I just tried to stay aggressive throughout the game. Even though it's a no-bearing game, we wanted to end on a good note. And that's what I said. We just have to shift our mindset towards next conference. And I feel like we're on the same page. And hopefully we continue to work towards the right things. So.
After today, you guys will go on a long vacation. What's next for you, and how are you going to be preparing for the next conference? Any improvements you want to build on?
Still the same. We'll be working out with my trainers. Shout out to Better Basketball, Coach Pat. Stay locked in throughout this off season, and yeah, the routine stays the same. So.
I'm sure this best player of the game acknowledgement would not go without the help of multiple people. Anyone you want to dedicate this to?
Yeah, most definitely. Just want to give a big shout out to my family, my mom, dad, my siblings, Joe, Javi, Jordy, Mara, and Jaime. And I mean, they're not here. They're watching my brother's games, but yeah, I could feel their presence. And yeah, shout out to all the Purple Nation, Converge fans. Maraming salamat sa supportan nyo. And sana po makita-kita pa rin tayo sa next conference. Maraming salamat. Mahal ko kayo.
Thank you so much, Juan, and congratulations once again to you and the rest of the Converge FiberXers. We are just going to be going on a quick break, and when we return, we'll see more basketball action.
We welcome Coach Delta Pineda of Converge dito sa PBA press room. And Gov, just talk about po yung preparation nyo for this game. Alam naman natin na wala nang pag-asa sa quarterfinals, but how did you prepared for this game?
Still, nabi ko sa kanila na treat this like a do or die pa rin. And parang last game namin, kailangan pa rin namin magtrabaho. Doesn't mean na last game na wala na po kami sa chance, magre-relax na po. Kailangan pa rin magtrabaho. Pakita pa rin nila yung obligasyon namin sa team.
Let's look back at the action sa pagitan ng Blackwater Bossing at ng Converge FiberXers. Battle for pride sa loob ng Inares Center all the way in Antipolo City. Nung first quarter, Doc, maganda yung pinakita agad ni Rob Upshaw, who scored the first 6 points ng Blackwater.
Kaya nga lumamang sila dito dahil unstoppable siya dito. Pati 4-point shot niya, no? Pumapasok.
Yeah, pero pagdating dito sa kabila, it was Juan Gomez Del Llano who got busy in terms of scoring nung first half.
Ang tagal nga bago nakascore itong Converge. But like you said, may starter ka, sumusunod rin yung mga iba.
Baltazar hitting from the outside. Kung may napakalaking option sa ilalim, kailangan mo yan.
Maganda yung outside game niya today. And yung offensive game niya today was good.
That's right. Paul Zamar, as usual, mula nung sinimulang gamitin itong si Zamar, he has done incredible things para sa Blackwater. They led by 5 at the end of 1.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the second quarter. Medyo pare-parehas na dito, no?
Pare-parehas na pinosterize ni Upshaw yung depensa ng Converge. Pero ang kagandaan dito, Doc, sumagot din ang dakdak doon sa kabilang side. It was actually Alex Stockton who you'll see in just a bit.
Look at the power of then nice shear here. This is the one you were mentioning. Hindi na inabol.
Binigay na dito kay Alex Stockton. Yun talaga yung Stockton tumalon. But as we expected, Upshaw, wala talaga makapigil sa kanya sa ilalim.
Sabihin ko sana sa iyo, sakto rin yung sinabi mo. Sakto.
Upshaw on the other side, pero Arana yung sumagot sa kabila. Ang malas lang ni Justin Arana, nasaktan siya. He wasn't able to finish this game.
But ganyan siya, no? He has good games and then all of a sudden you get a sprain that spot that takes you out of the game.
Kaya kinailangan mag-step up ng other guys na itong Converge. Stockton, they got out and running. Yung fast break points, Doc, yun yung department that you were highlighting in this game.
Marber yun in favor of the Converge FiberXers.
The final count sa fast break points was 38-5. Tapos nakakatira na rin sa labas itong FiberXers.
Yeah. And look at that 4-point shot. I think he had 3 or 4 tonight.
Parang pwedeng 5 points na yun sa layo nun eh. Well, that really is the range of Rob Upshaw. Smith started to score in the third quarter.
He had 7 points in that run when Justin Arana went to the bench. He worked, and they took a 9-point lead at the end of the third. No?
In the fourth quarter, dito nag-init si Mikey Williams.
Yung tambalan nila ni Calvin Abueva maganda rito. Pati si Justin.
That's right. Oh. And Converge actually had 7 players in double figures in this game.
Si MJ rin, medyo maayos ang laro. No? Saka si Archie Concepcion.
Nangararo pa rin si Upshaw sa ilalim. Pero laging may sagot etong FiberXers. Williams will miss, but look at the effort of Converge.
Yeah, look at that.
Juan Gomez Del Llano finished with 25 points. Meron pa siyang 5 assists. This was one of them.
Ay, kaya pa niya i-score yan, pero hindi na niya. Binigay na sa kakampi.
He got his teammates involved. Pardon me, he had 5 rebounds and 3 assists. And the Converge FiberXers cruised to a 136-122 win over the Blackwater Bossing. And they close out their Commissioner's Cup on a high note with a win. Yan na muna po ang handog namin for your first game offering of your Saturday doubleheader mula sa Antipolo City. Para sa aking mga partners, si Dr. J. Andy Howe. Para rin kay Eileen Shi at sa aming incredible production and technical teams. Ako po si Jot Sulit. Nagpapasalamat sa patuloy ninyong panonood ng PBA. Abangan nyo yung next game dahil unti-unti na nagkakahugis yung playoff picture natin. Stay with us please. Coming right up, it's Phoenix versus San Miguel. This is your PBA powered by Sports 5.